Check out Timmel warm up on the mic, and this happens.
Yo.
Yeah, he does. Now he sound like a frog. You sound like a froggy or Little Rascals.
You are tuned in to
shot.
Come on.
Woo! Woo! How you feel when
Bruh.
you hear that, man?
Bruh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Bruh. Why they do me like that? Hey, we gotta talk to the production crew about, about some things. People got jokes in the background. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Timmel Cuts. I'm proud owner of Uppercuts Barbershop.
Hey, what up, though? This is Lonnie Horn, proud owner of World Class Faders Barbershop.
And you are watching the For the Culture live cast right here on IG. um, what's up, guys? We have pair of the week.
Well, check it out, man. The Peril of the Week this week is all about Barber Love, man. We want to say shout out to everybody who's been sporting the Barber Love gear, man. Y'all making it look better than we making it look. And at the same time, we want to say happy Tuesday to everybody in the damn clubhouse. I see Prince the Fit Barber up in that piece, boy. Hey, Prince, I've been hitting them, boy. I've been hitting them, man. Me and you, we're going to have to do this on stage one day, man. Frank Fades, happy Tuesday. Hey, Justin L. Border, man, peace. Remember Justin? Uh,
Yes,
I
yes.
think
From
was that
Vegas,
was
Vegas,
it Vegas or
Vegas,
Philly?
Vegas,
Shout,
Vegas,
shout out to
Vegas,
Justin,
Vegas,
man.
Vegas.
Master Evan, happy Tuesday, man. Y'all put in the comments what city y'all tuning in from because we appreciate your time, man, and this commitment. Thank you. As y'all can see, the platform is growing. Shout out to our partners, Barber View TV, up in this piece. It's definitely growing. We want to do a little bit of house cleaning. Make sure to shout out our partners and sponsors. We got Booksy, Booksy Biz. Y'all need to book your apps. I'm sorry, book your appointments. This is the booking app to go to. Barberview TV has the hottest shows, including our very own For the Culture, on their
Yes,
platform. So make
yes.
sure to download that right away. And also, you guys, we need something from you. Okay, we need something different. We need you guys to understand there's so much coming forward that when we suggest and request certain involvement from you, it's for a reason. Something's coming, damn it. And we need y'all to subscribe to United Barbers Club YouTube channel. It's very easy to find us. Guess how you find us? United Barbers Club. And we need you guys to do that because we have some real good treats coming for you real soon on there, okay?
Yes,
And
indeed. Oh. Do we want to talk about apparel of the week? Or did you do that?
we did. I got
Well,
Barber
I didn't
Love
get
on.
to do mine. I guess
Oh,
you guys assuming that I'm just rocking the United Barbers. I'm just United Barbers Club out. I
tell them
know.
something.
I know.
Tell them something.
Well, let's look a little deeper. You understand me, boy?
Ooh, no, you didn't. Did that boy take it back?
That's that Sacramento Barbers Club right
Did
there,
that boy
boy.
take
The
it back on
original,
y'all?
the fitted original,
Hey,
boy.
let me put a little narration behind my boy T Melly Mel if y'all didn't understand what he just did right there. What he just did right there was he did a throwback on your ass. He did a throwback on your ass. Real talk. This is where it all started, man. Sacramento. Sacramento Barbers Club is where it all started from, and it just grew. So we knew that we had to make sure it was a unity thing, even outside of Sacramento. So it started off as the Sacramento Barbers Club. Throw that in there real quick, man. Put that up close real quick again. Y'all see that? That was, hey, that was a big move for us, y'all, because Sacramento give us a different kind of love, man. So that was a big move, man.
Yes,
Hey,
indeed.
Prince the Fit said, T Melly Mel, aka Two Turn Timmy.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey, we
Hey,
branded something with that, man.
hey,
We
hey, that
branded
two
something
turn.
with that.
Hey, hey, things that I like, I roll with. I love two turn Timmy.
Two
Two,
Turn Timmy,
two
y'all.
turn.
So when y'all want to talk to my partner from now on, man, address him as Two Turn Timmy up in this piece.
Only when I'm drinking, cause I be turned.
Oh man, that's so cool. Love you, Prince. Love you, man. Appreciate you, man. We always and we be talking about you, dude. We talk about you in front of our classes, man. with your experience at CT Expo, man. We've been using that as inspiration for people, man.
Yes.
So we hope you're doing the same thing because that story is
Yes.
super inspirational. All right, man. Last weekend, man, we was somewhere. We was somewhere. You were spiritually there and
Yes.
mentally there. If y'all
Yes.
want to know what we're talking about, man, last weekend we were at Simply Divine
Divine Beauty and
Beauty and
Barber
Barber
Expo
Expo. This was
in
in Monrovia.
Morovia.
Oh, look at it. We
Morovia.
got it. We got it. We got it.
Morovia, California.
Man.
Doubletree.
Hey, T.
Doubletree.
Okay.
And this lady right here is
Mhm.
the one that put this wonderful show on. Guys, this is Keisha. She is the owner of Simply Divine School. She's got a couple of different schools out there, same name, but Keisha is well loved in this industry that we know in Monrovia. They love the mess out of you, Key.
Don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing yet. Don't you say nothing. I gotta say something. We already liked you. We already thought you was cool. We was like, she is cool, man. Like she came straight to us, straight about business, very, very direct with the fact that, hey, I want you guys involved with my show. This was months ago, right? We thought you was cool. Man, I get to this place. Nah, you on another level of cool. People are so impacted by you. I could only imagine the stories because so many people told how much you changed their lives and why it was so important for them to be there. So it's an honor to have you. It is really an honor to have you, and you did a hell of a job this weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for participating. I truly appreciate it. And it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of work, but I enjoyed it.
Hey, I'm glad. Will we be doing this again next year?
Absolutely. We're going to do it annually. It'll be in the month of June. I got to get the date, but it'll be every year in June in Monrovia. We're going to blow up Monrovia. We're going to be like the CT
Hey,
Expo.
Okay,
Yeah,
she heard me. I told her, I
I
said, look,
heard you. I
I
listened.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. You know what I really like, Keisha, is that me, you, and Timmel, we can support each other, help each other, and but listen and suggest to one another. That's when real growth happens. And
Oh,
you've done that with
absolutely.
us, and I appreciate you hearing that back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everything. And you know what? Iron sharpens iron. We here to help each other.
Let's go. And I'll
Yeah.
say, Monrovia, we didn't know where the hell Monrovia was at before the show. When we say it, we sound like we don't know where the hell it's at. We going to Monrovia. But I'm gonna tell you, let me now I can talk about it. That is a beautiful little town.
It is. It
And
is.
it's right outside of Pasadena. So if y'all need something a little more familiar, to make you feel more comfortable, and you're not going out to the middle of the desert or something, it's literally right next to Pasadena. And what was that, Arcadia?
Uh-huh. Pasadena, Arcadia, Monrovia. It's about 7 miles outside of Pasadena.
Man, that place was beautiful. I thought you picked the perfect town. Everything was convenient, clean. I love it, and I hope you keep it there. I'm looking forward to coming back.
Okay. And I absolutely will keep it here because I think I shared with you, I'm from Monrovia, born and raised.
How the
So
hell you get out in that place? How your people
listen,
get? How your
listen.
people get out there?
I asked my parents, I'm like, how can so many people from Mississippi end up in Monrovia? There's so many people from the Mississippi area right here in the little Monrovia, Duarte area. This is where they got started. So, yeah, this is where I was born at.
I like that place. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. It was super peaceful and clean. What was the highlight from the show for you?
You know what? The highlight for me was just seeing the smile on the faces of the winners. Some
Mhm.
people that won the competitions, they were so nervous to compete. I think one in particular, I hate to call people off, but one in particular was in the student freestyle and design, the guy that had the Jason mask on.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Ugo is one of my students. He speaks no English, and I have
Mm.
been begging him literally for 2 months. Like, Ugo, you got to compete. I'm using my little translator. You got to compete. He's like, no, no, Miss Keisha. So the fact that he did it and he won, that was so big for me, and he was so excited. So just
Ah,
seeing the expression on people's face and the excitement and how everybody just got involved. They loved the education. It was all great for me. I loved it.
that's so
Wow, that's
cool.
dope. That's
You're
dope.
Well,
And
go
the,
ahead,
the
T.
the the thing about that, we understand that feeling. We
Yeah.
definitely understand that feeling. We've had barbers from our own schools that we go out and visit, and then from our own shops that compete. And if they win, it's like, man, I feel so
Yeah.
proud for you. I've
Yeah.
had one that I've been begging to compete for years. He finally competed last year in the master category, one of the
Mhm.
first we've ever thrown, and he won first place, third place. And it was just like so proud moment for
Mhm.
us as a shop owner to be like, man, I knew you had it in you. I don't know if
Yeah.
you did, but I believed in you. So
Yeah.
it's a good feeling.
Great.
Yeah,
You feel
you
like you're
did.
pouring into this next generation, helping them understand the potential that they have. And everybody want to win, but it's about, come on, get in here and experience this.
There you go.
I
Experience.
love it.
There you
Experience.
go.
Yeah.
Well, you did an event that is going to be a monumental thing in a lot of people's lives, and even for us, we've actually we've experienced this, right? Many a times we've been to a lot of shows, big, small, medium,
Hmm.
everything, but we still go to each show looking for a new resource, a new relationship. And I
Hmm.
feel like our connection with you got tighter. We got a little more comfortable with each other. Excuse
Yes.
me. And then also DL the master barber.
Yeah.
We've seen DL all over the place. We've seen him in the Bay. We've seen him at different places, and we've had short, like, quick meetings with him, right?
Hmm.
But this was the first time we got to really dig in with DL,
Hmm.
and I just gotta say, man, you talking about a dynamic human being.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best word I could think of, like
Yeah.
dynamic. So thanks to you, we have him as a guest tonight once we wrap up with you right
Oh,
now.
great.
And yeah,
Yes.
so
I love
I just
it.
wanted we wanted to give you the flowers and let you
Oh,
really
you.
just understand that you put on something that just really turned a lot of knobs. Like this was a great event.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you guys were able to participate. Tamel, we missed you. I know you were there in spirit, but I'm coming to
Hey,
Sacramento. I'm coming to see you
hey,
guys within 30 days. I'll be up there. I got to go to Yuba City. So we're going to have to hook up and go to lunch and talk and brainstorm and plan. So I'll be,
yes, indeed.
are
Can
you
I
guys
can I
Yes.
take up for my
uh
brother real quick?
huh.
I just want to plug my brother real quick.
Okay.
And he know when I say boy, and then disrespect, that's my
Right.
boy.
Right.
This boy was involved the whole time. He didn't. Hey, if he was, we was on the computer going through the PowerPoint. He's in the class on Michael's phone. We're podcasting. He like turn the FaceTime towards line over there. Like he was there. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
when we had to make certain adjustments, I honestly, for the class, I don't think I could have done it without his brain because my brain was on functioning and operating through what's physically happening right
Mhm.
now, and just being, I'm a real mental person. So
Right.
him being that, it was eating him up. He like, I need to see more. Turn the phone over here. Turn the phone. So we teamed up through that whole event. That
Yes.
whole event.
I love it. And you guys work well together as a team. My team kicked in. I didn't even have to ask them for help. They was just doing it.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
Your team was fire.
Solid. Yes.
Nice.
Your team was fire. I was like, what do you do? She's like, oh, I'm instructor with Keisha and so and so. And then they'll just tell me their testimony of what you did
Hmm.
for them. Lisi even was like,
Yes.
if Keisha call, you go.
Yeah.
Dope.
So
I love
you yeah, you made a lot of impact on a lot of people. So thank you for throwing a dope event.
it.
You
Thank
all
you.
that are tapping in right now, please don't play around. Go follow Simply Divine Academy. That way you can stay up on their next year's date. Get down to Monrovia. If you're in Northern California, it's like an hour flight, man. You there. There's
Yeah.
no it's not worth missing. So we're
And
looking
you
forward to
guys,
next year.
their schedule for June, because next year June I need y'all to be right here with me.
Man, it'll be such an honor. I'm serious, and we're gonna bring even more. We got some really good ideas from this experience.
Great, I love it. Thank you guys so
All
much.
Hey,
right,
thank you.
sis. Stay blessed.
Okay, you too. Y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna be
Yep,
You
here.
yep.
too. Thank
Oh,
you. Drive safe.
all righty.
All right. Since we're talking about Simply Divine and
Drop
the
that.
event we just came from, hey, can y'all drop a little piece of what they can expect coming out of Simply Divine before we get it?
They better
Bring
stop
them
playing
Oreo.
with
out.
us.
Bring them
Wow.
out.
They
Bring
better
them
stop
out.
playing with us,
Bring them
boy.
out. Bring them out.
They better stop playing with us. Damn it, up in this piece, man.
Wow.
Ooh,
Tell
I'm
them, man.
glad. I'm glad I'm on this side of the video because if I was on the other side, I would be so jealous of
Man.
Wow.
y'all handsome summers looking so damn good with this bad production behind us. I'm glad I'm part of this damn team.
And then we
Wow.
just
Keisha.
added some more beauty into this, y'all. This man right here, it's so simple to just, we can literally just push the button and shut the hell up, and DL got game for you, right? But,
Game.
but, with all due respect, I just want to address this properly. As you guys saw, we just let Miss Keisha go. Miss Keisha was the one that threw this beautiful event this weekend. We highly encourage you guys to attend your trade events, and you go with a purpose. You go with a purpose to meet people, elevate, grow, build. And we were blessed this weekend to meet with our guy you see here today, and we've seen him at multiple events. And usually when we see him, there's a crowd of people around him, and there's a reason. It's not that they are just so amazed to see him, which some are, but that's not it. It's because this guy, this spirit, that's what I'm gonna say. This
Amen.
spirit moves around this earth, and he is on purpose. When I say on purpose, y'all, I'm talking about where he goes, he's not gonna utilize his time in any way that's not beneficial for him and the people around him. Meaning, if he has something in him to give, he can't even help it if he wanted to. He's giving it out. I witnessed it myself. So when I seen him from a distance in the past, I didn't know what he was talking. I just seen him talking. I said, man, that cat, he's sharp for one, super sharp, super clean. But damn, everybody's around him. I just thought he's such a celebrity. They want to meet him. This weekend, this last weekend at Simply Divine Academy's Beauty and Barber Expo, I witnessed why the hell they circle around this man that we call DL the Master Barber. It's because of what I just said, man. He's spitting gems all day, man. So it's a pleasure to have Darren DL Master Barber Lyons.
Blessings, blessings, man. Blessings, man. Thank you guys so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
You're
DL,
welcome, man.
man, we've been trying to get you on our live cast for a while. We've seen you at several shows. I've
Mhm.
caught pieces of your classes. You are powerful
Oh, thank you, brother.
in what you do, and I know a lot of that you let God lead you,
Absolutely.
and that is you don't hear a lot of that until somebody's getting an award. You know, I want to thank God first, but you walk it and talk it. Um, how important is that is like that's in the forefront that people they can get blinded by the fame and the notoriety that you gotta keep that in the forefront.
Yeah, well, for me, it's like what we naturally do, like when we're breathing. You know what I mean? I can't walk out this door without prayer. I can't cut hair without prayer first. I can't um, speak clearly and well without prayer because I'm
Mm,
asking God to use me. I'm asking God to use his words through me. Let me be the vessel. And so, I try to lead by example. It's never about me, it's always about him. And when I do it that way, things always seem to work themselves out. Even though sometimes I feel like, oh, I could have said this, or I could have said more, I should have said this. But sometimes I can, create my bullet points, and not one bullet point is used because we're using God's bullet points, because he's
Amen.
allowing me to speak and get those people who have an ear to hear, they will hear.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
Amen.
Now we met you at Simply Divine, and
Yeah.
you know, I think that's what grabbed me was that you put God before everything. I
Yeah.
mean, we could ask you 50 questions and you say what you got to say, but you always got to God. And and our marketing director Michael. So Michael stays in the background.
Hmm.
Michael is not interested in being in front of this camera where me and this guy's at. So
Yes.
she was there working and doing what she does, keeping things organized so we can run a, cohesive show. And was so magnetized to you because
Hmm.
of what you were pouring out that at the end of our interview, I seen her leaning on the table to let you know what you did to her
Oh, she was the
spiritually.
one. She was the one back there shouting.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
I remember. I remember.
There
She
you
was the
go,
one shouting.
man.
Yeah.
So I definitely picked that up from you. Now to be at an event like Keisha's, what was your experience like there? This was I've seen you bigger, smaller. This was a more intimate event.
Hmm.
What was some of the takeaways from you from this type of event for a DL?
For me, I think the joy is watching the youth, watching those young future professionals come to life, watching them be able to perform at their best. And you can see the fear, you can see the anxiety. And it's great for me is because, they get to see somebody with experience first,
Mm,
do something. And then after that, it's great to be able to run into them in the bathroom, and you can see that they're sweating so bad, and you can just grab their hand for a minute and pray for them. Or you can say, hey, listen, this is where it all starts. This is the time to actually show your worth. This is the time to show all of that hard work. This is the time to let people know that you on your way out there, and they need to be ready. So giving them that confidence, giving them that boost. I mean, I can honestly say I'm a big cheerleader and a big fan of the youth, no matter what the
mm.
event is. I carry pom poms all the time, and I'm always pushing them out. So for me, and then a lot of them know who I am. So for me to say something to them, it means a lot, but it means more to me than it does to them. Is because I'm able to speak to them in that way.
I
Beautiful.
love that you said that. We go around and we educate at schools, and we find it that we kind of get this tug of war from the older barbers and the young barbers. Like Lon would always say, like the younger barbers more like, all right, y'all did y'all thing, get out the way. The older barbers are like, hey man, y'all moving too fast, or y'all don't really know what y'all doing. Y'all just doing the next trend. How do you mesh those two? Are they both? Is there room
Well,
for
I
both
think
of
I
them to
think there's
exist?
two. I think you bring up a very interesting point. I think we're speaking two different languages, and the reason why we're speaking two different languages is because we're coming from two different eras. And one of those things is that have to be able to speak to them is you lead with compliments, you lead
Mm.
with love, you lead with understanding, you lead with an ear to hear, as opposed to hating on them. They're not doing this right, and they're not doing that right. And when you start doing that, what ends up happening is they are quick to turn you off. Once they turn you off, and nothing, no matter what you say, no matter how profound it
Hmm.
may be, they're not listening to you. And actually, once it gets to that point, we come from an era where, when somebody says you've been attacked, you see some bruises, you see some scratches, you see something done to you. Their word attack means you offended them,
Yeah.
and when
You're
you
right.
offend them, hey, and the offense is as simply as emptying the trash. The offense is as simply finish that mannequin head. The offense is simply doing this. So we have to speak to them in a different way. But one thing about me is I'm not going to cookie cut it. I'm not going to be rubbing on your back. I'm not going to, sugarcoat things to you. I'm going to tell you the real. I'm going to let you know that there's going to be some good days and there are going to be some bad days. I'm going to let you know that you're going to have to work your ass off in order to win in this business. I'm gonna let you know that this is not checkers, this is chess, and you need to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of the game in order to win in the game. I'm gonna let you know that you're gonna have to have a 1 minute, 2 minute speech to be able to what we call that speech out there that's going to have to let people know that you are a barber, you
Elevator,
are a stylist. We
elevator
call it an
pitch.
elevator speech. And so I just want them to understand because in school they don't teach that. So I'm happy in what I do is because I'm a sniper. I'm hitting right at the heart, right? And all they do is they hire me to shoot. And once I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit my target and then I'm out. I don't have to be there for weeks. I don't have to be there for months. I don't have to be there from the beginning of their education to the end. My job is to evangelize to them, give
Mm,
them the game that they need, and then show them by example, not by telling them how good I'm doing. Show
yeah.
them by example. And I'd rather talk to them about my failures than my successes.
Come on,
Amen. Amen.
man.
Hey, so hey, real quick,
Go ahead.
we did our apparel of the week, and I see you have a shirt on. Would you like to explain your apparel of the week?
Well, this is a DL Master Barber shirt. You know
Let's
what I'm
go.
saying? And I'm a firm believer of investing in you before you invest in somebody else. And so I'm not anti Jordans, nor am I anti jewelry. I mean, I keep this. This is what I always wear. I don't see if you can see that.
Yeah.
It's just a pair of shears. I'm not knocking anybody on all of these things, but until you get bricks under your feet, until you are financially secure, until you have financial literacy under your belt, I don't think it's wise to spend $200 and $300 when you don't even have a place to live. I don't think it's wise to spend $200 and $300 on something, like for example, going to clubs. I mean, going to clubs now, when I was coming up, you can just sit down. Somebody get up, you sit down. Now you got to buy a table. I'm not used to that. So when I hear some of the younger guys come in the shop and say they spent 3,500 on a table and they got 2 bottles of a drink, and majority of that was the girls that they invited, so they didn't really get none.
Right.
That's 2 mortgage payments for me. So I can't see it, but I'm not knocking it. But so with my shirt, it's basically we're cutting out them Jordans, we're cutting out the jewelry, we're cutting out the clubs, and what we're doing is we're adding credit, deeds, and stock. Um, in there. So, these are the things right here. These
Oh,
bottom three is what we should be focusing on right now and investing in ourselves before we
Damn,
invest in Michael.
that
I
that
love it.
bring, that brings me right to my next question. As barbers start out and they start building up the clientele and start making some money,
Mhm.
what advice would you have them to start making money outside of the shop? How do
Well,
they invest and start to
well,
invest?
the thing is it really outside of the shop or is it inside of their body?
Mm.
People always say it's like, oh man, he look good or he wears suits and I ain't wearing them suits to, cut hair in and things like that. But the thing is that the suit is not on me, it's in me. The business is not on me, it's in me. Jay-Z said it best. He said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business
Business,
man.
man.
And so that's where it starts. So what I'm suggesting is barbers stop thinking about haircuts so much and start thinking about business so
Mm.
much. Because haircuts are fine, haircuts are great. I mean, being a great stylist, being a great barber, okay, that's good. I'm an average barber. I'm not the best. Don't want to be the best. Don't care to be the best. Anytime you claim to be the best, there's always somebody trying to tear you down. The thing is that the reality is that I'd rather be a businessman than a barber man. I'd rather have that chair spinning and money going into the bank than chair spinning and I don't have no money when I'm at the end of the day.
Mm,
Mm.
So the bottom line is that I think that the suggestion I would give any barber is because one thing about barber, especially if you're good at what you do and you're about that craft and you're about staying in the shop, then you need to know business first. I know a lot of people who don't understand the business market, and because of the circles that I surround myself around, that I'm not surrounding myself around thousandaires. I'm surrounding myself with millionaires and billionaires, and these are friends of mine. And so When you see how they move, they understand business first. When you see people who come into a lot of money right away, athletes, actors, actresses, lotto winners, that money, no matter how much that money is, it could be millions, it could be 100 millions, but the money will come all the way down to the level of their intelligence. And the
Mhm.
reason why it's going to come down to the level of their intelligence, because scripture says a fool and his money will soon part.
All right.
So until you understand how business works, I don't care how much money you make. The question is, how are you going to keep it?
Mm, how you gonna keep it?
How you going to keep
Hey, this is the time when we start passing around the offering plate.
it?
Hey, y'all,
Hey,
you take me out of church, man. Get
Yeah.
ready,
I want,
bro.
So,
I want to say, and we like to at least address our clubhouse. We call our comment section DL our clubhouse. Shout out to Rick the
mhm,
Barber and Bay Beast 510. Blessed Barber Shop Tito says thanks. I needed to hear this.
mhm,
um, and you know, this is why we do this, because we want to, we feel like we are blessed enough. I told you this when I met you. This platform, I feel like I'm cheating. I get a chance to see somebody that I admire. You think you know a little bit about them, and I get the chance to dive in with them.
yeah.
What we do is we come back, we feel like, hey, we went out there, we went to the jungle, we found some good information for you guys if you're willing to implement some of this stuff. So we appreciate you even sharing this, man. And obviously it's influencing people.
I
So
don't think
I
I don't really think that people really know who DL Master Barber is. I don't think they really know what I do. I think they know what they see on Instagram, but a lot of people have not really invested the time to find out exactly what I do. A lot of barbers out there really truly believe that my money was made based around my Hollywood clientele. They believe that the TV shows that I'm on, from All American to Snowfall to um, Grownish to Curb Your Enthusiasm. They truly believe that these shows what put money in my pocket. That's a small percentage of what I do. It's a small percentage of how I make my money. I make my money through investments. I make my money through passive income streams. I don't make my money as much as people think I do because I work in Hollywood. So they say, "Oh man, he's different because he makes money in Hollywood." That's not true. If you do your homework and you check my resume, I've been in business for over 40 years. So I'm not no spring chicken to this. But at the end of the day, I have my good days and I have my bad days. I've made millions and I've lost it and I made it back. So here's the thing is that people need to understand that I'm a businessman and respect that part of it. I'm not so caught up with the haircuts as much as I'm caught up with the passive income streams.
mm. So are your haircuts mostly happening on sets now, or are you still cutting in
Well,
a
I still
shop
have a
setting?
barbershop. I still have a barbershop, and I charge fair prices at my barbershop. I'm probably the cheapest barber. I charge the less out of all of my barbers, and the reason why is because I do it for the community. I'm not doing it for the growth of my to make a living. You know, most barbers who work in barbershops have to do it to make a living. I'm not making my living through standing behind that chair. I'm
Mhm.
making my living through my investments and other things like that. So I only work on Saturdays because during the week I work on a television show called All American, and so I'm there Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays I go to the shop, and I had to get rid of majority of my clientele in order to do that, which was to the sum about maybe about 280,000 a year. Doing that, and but now I'm at the point where that's not enough to do what I need to do in all of the the businesses that I have at this point in time.
Hey.
Now, with that being said, you're functioning at a high level, DL. Like this is you're really functioning at a high level. And excuse me, recently we were at CT Expo, and we're noticing our peer group evolving. You know,
Hmm.
we're meeting more people that are influencers, business owners. They're out traveling, doing this, you know, this side of the barbering industry.
Hmm.
And one thing that came up in just random conversation was one barber said, "Man, I just can't do this. I can't run a relationship and run this high level of business."
Hmm.
And you know, you mentioned in your post, you know, you're going to talk about being a family man, and I'm thinking, how can you function? Is it possible to function at this high level and still have family balance? And if so, how do you do it?
Absolutely. Let me say that it took me 50. It took me to turn 50 to understand that. So just understand that this is not brand new. I'm 57 now. I just need you to understand. I had to go through some things in order to. I messed up some great relationships.
Mm,
Because of I dedicated myself to my business as opposed to dedicating myself to the relationship. Um, I was about, turning nothing down but my collar. So it was about
Mm,
making money. But what I have found, especially like, I didn't get that aha moment until I went to Costa Rica, and one of my barbers had seen me, and I had FaceTime him, and he says, "This is the first time I've ever seen you um, look like this." And I'm like, "What is this?" He said, "Usually you're frowned up, or you're this, or you're that, or you always got things going in your head." But he said, "Man, why don't you just stay?" And I said, "What?" He said, "Why don't you just stay?" I said, "Man, I got too much stuff going on to stay." He said, "Man, you should stay." And
mm,
after I thought about it, and at that time I was living in a treehouse for about a month and a half, barefooted, living off the land, eating,
mm,
mm.
and I had a lot of time to speak with the Most High. And he had said something to me. He said, "If you keep going at this rate, you're gonna see me sooner than later." Um, he also said to me that you have no balance, and I'm looking at him like, balance, and I'm like, I got balance, and no, you don't have balance, and you don't stand on that balance, and so what he was meaning by that, after many hours of crying and a lot of tears, is what he was saying is that, listen, my balance is about living a life of straight being happy, being at peace. And I wasn't happy and I wasn't at peace when I was making all of that money, standing behind that chair, flying over, chasing, celebrities around because they wanted me to do this, do that, whatever. Now I was like, we got to stand on this. And
Mm,
when the parents, and I called my mother when I got back to the States, and I said, "Why haven't you taught me about self-care?" And she
mm,
said, "Well, first of all, I don't know what you're speaking of." But I think I kind of get an idea, like me, like I said, like, getting massages, taking care of your body, things like that. And she says, "Well, I had to make a choice. Either I pay the rent or I go watch you play football."
mm, mm,
And she said, I chose to pay the rent. But she was a barber also. Thing is
mm.
that I followed in the footsteps of my grandfather and my mother, right? But the thing is that I wanted to do it at another level. Thing is that she always had me working. I was wearing suits from the fourth grade all the way to the seventh grade. I hated to wear suits, but my mom made me wear suits. She spoke into existence that you're a businessman. I didn't want to be a businessman in the fifth grade. I'm a child. Let me be a child. Let me wear tough skins and tennis shoes. She said, "No, you're a businessman," and I don't want to be a businessman. And she grabbed my face and she said, "Son, you're a businessman." "I'm a businessman." "Okay, I'm a businessman." And I started selling candy and things like that. And I was fourth and fifth grade, and I was probably making about $250 a day selling candy
mm.
in the
Wow.
fourth grade. But she had no business
Wow.
giving me $5 a day. And I turned that $5 and I flipped it, and then I started getting kids to sell candy for me. And that's how I was able to make that kind of money. But guess what? It all started from the woman who was telling me that I'm a businessman first. So although I was wearing suits, I had a lot of money in my pocket.
So how did you turn how from that experience and then moving forward to you realizing you're not, you said God told you you're not balanced.
Hmm.
How did you start to balance family and this high level of success?
Basically, what I did is first of all, I had to understand what my principles were. I had to understand where my purpose was, and then I had to start categorizing my things, right? I
Mm,
had to say, okay, when I get back to the States, I'm only going to work from this time to this time. That's it. That's all. Meaning talking about the barbershop. Pre me having this aha moment, I was working in the barbershop. Pre doing Hollywood, I was working the barbershop probably about from 7 a.m. to about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock a.m. every single day. I averaged about anywhere from 45 to 50 people a day. And it wasn't playing around. I wasn't joking. I didn't have time to be playing. I had time to turn it and burn. And so I was cutting every 15 to
mm,
20 minutes, and I was getting paid for it. but at the same time, at the expense of almost losing my life because I almost had a heart attack because I
Wow.
wasn't resting. So I'm gonna let you know, all these
Whoa.
barbers work 7 days a week. I think that's idiotic. I think it's crazy because you could pretty much lose your life behind it. You'll be able to provide for your family, but you won't be present. I
Mm.
wanted to be
Come on.
present, and so what ends up happening was, is so once I set boundaries. I'm gonna say that one more time.
Got you.
Once I set boundaries and I stood on those boundaries, then I had to get my clientele on top of those boundaries. And when I mean no, no means no. And like we talked about on Sunday, a lot of times people don't. We throw our yeses out. We throw them
Mm.
out like
Yeah.
you at the strip club. You say yes
Mm.
to this and you say yes to that. You say yes, and a lot of times we say yes is because we don't want our kids to feel bad. We don't want our girlfriend, our wife to feel bad. We don't want this person to feel a certain kind of way about us. We don't want somebody to unfollow us. So I'm gonna say yes to this. But listen, all of those yeses obligate you.
Hey.
But when you start
Yeah.
using the word no, and it's an
Mm.
art, it's a craft, it's something that you have to use, it's something that you have to protect your mental spirit, your body, your soul with. And when you start saying no, you get more out your 24-hour day. And no means when you say yes, it obligates you. No means it releases you. That means I get
Mm.
more out my 24-hour day now because I say no to things as opposed to saying yes to everything because I just wanted to please everybody. You can't please everybody, and everybody ain't gonna like you anyway. So no matter what you do, whether it be yes and no don't mean it's not gonna happen, but it's just not
Right.
gonna happen right now. So
Right
a lot of
now.
times, I just have to say no, and I have to stand on those boundaries. So when I come in now, I come in at 9 o'clock, I'm ending at 6. That's what I do. And the bottom line, it's only Saturday, and I'm booked up the whole time I'm there. I don't get no breaks because I only have a little clientele now. It's because I had to get rid of the rest of them in order for me to
Right.
do what I do. But what I'm saying to you is that the way you're able to get that family time is you're going to have to set boundaries. You're going to have to stand on those boundaries. And then I mean, it has to be law to you because I want to give you some game right now.
Mm.
Tuesday, and I'm gonna ask you both a question. Is Tuesday and Saturday a day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So why not make your Tuesday into your Saturday and your Saturday into your Tuesday? Then you can take off on Saturday and then you can spend time with your kids and go to the soccer games. You can go to the football games. You go to the baseball games because if Tuesday and Saturday is a day, why don't you make your Saturday into your Tuesday?
It's funny you say
Right.
that. I did that long when we was working that Final Cut. I gave up my Saturdays and made
Mhm.
Monday my Saturday
There
for
you
my
go.
Yep.
kids.
There you
I
go.
did that.
You
And
gonna still balance out the same amount and
right.
starting that out for a lot of people. Like I could never do that. Well, we know Saturday is a big day, but let me tell you something. Start giving out discounts on Monday if that's your day or Tuesday's your day until you get it booked up to the point where now it's busting out the seams to get into you, and then you go back up on your prices on that time. But now
Yeah.
your Saturdays can be free now. And then what you can do with your clientele is you tell them, listen, I want to spend time with my family. Now, if anybody who has a problem with you saying you want to spend time
Hmm.
with your family,
Yep.
they
Ah.
want to talk crazy about that. They never was your real client in the first place.
There you
I
go.
don't have clientele. I have relations. And so because
Yes.
I have relationships with my
Relationships.
people, at the end of the day, the bottom line is my relationships are pure, my relationships are great, and my relationships stand on purpose. And so the bottom line is that people, when you have great relationships, they gonna say, man, that's good, man. I do mine on this day, or I'm gonna switch to Thursdays, I'm gonna switch
Right.
to Friday. They want to help you. But when you got people that just about themselves, they wasn't your customer in the first place. That wasn't a great relationship for you anyway.
Man.
I, I'm rebranding you. You are DL Pastor Barber. Uh,
I like
uh,
that.
when let me know when church open. I'm coming. I'm sitting in the front player.
Mhm,
Hey, I tried
Hey,
to tell you. I tried, DL. Man, I'm gonna forever give you your flowers, man, because I felt something when I met you, and I'll just never forget it. I meet a lot of people, man, but we had a different kind of eye contact, man. That I truly cherished that time, and
mhm,
it
mhm.
was way bigger than the interview.
Yeah.
So I came back telling my part. This is my brother right here. So
Okay. Copy
I'm gonna
that.
get. I'm gonna give it to
Well,
him.
we're not related, but
Yes, you
we
are.
brothers. But we
So-
Yes, you are.
brothers.
I
Yes.
knew what look. I already knew what DL was gonna say. I'm telling you. So check this out, real quick. Tamil has a hot topic for you.
Yep.
Excuse me. Tuesday nights is a little different. We move a little different on the time frame, but
Mm-hmm.
he has a hot topic. But we have a question though from our comments, and we always try to give them, excuse me,
Yes.
give them a chance to
Let's do
ask
it.
you something that maybe we're not asking.
Let's
Cuz
do it.
Kyra, first of all, thank you, Cuz Kyra, for your time, for just tuning in. You could be doing so many different things. So to give us your time today, we're very grateful and hope you leave with some value. The question is, DL, what do you decide? They keep commenting and it moves. What do you decide to delegate, and what do you choose to make time for to do yourself?
Well, see, one thing about that is delegation is very powerful. And the thing is that there's things that are important and there's things that are not important, and then there's things that need to be handled right away, and there's some things that don't need to be handled right away. I only concentrate on the things that are important and the things that need to be handled right away. The other things that I will delegate that off to other people. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and try to do everything, and the reason why is because, like, for example, by me owning properties, I'm not going to sit there and try to do it myself when I can get somebody else to do it. That's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy. Now, some people say, well, you wasting money. No, I'm actually making money is because now I can actually do other things that's going to help me get to the next level. So give that to somebody when they're expert in that. If you're expert in plumbing, then that's who I'm hiring. I'm not hiring somebody who's a jack of all trade or master of none. I'm going to hire the person who's an expert in plumbing. If I need a drywall guy, I'm going to hire that guy who's doing the drywall guy.
Mm,
Mm.
you
All right.
got that, Kyra. That was game.
All
All
right.
right, T, hit him with them
We
hit him
are
with the hot top.
ready to move over to hot
Let's do
topic.
it. Garrett, I tell my barbers, Jason, do I not? Give them a massage. I ain't doing that shit. That's gay. You're going to be homophobic and broke. I never understood how so many barbers don't want to give another man a massage, but you touch people for a living. You touch more men for a living than probably a gay person. You touch their face. You touch their chin. You touch their ears. You touch their neck. You touch their temples. You look into their eyes. And then you ask for money. That could either be A, prostitution, or you're doing something more than everybody else at their jobs. I don't know if you touch that many people at McDonald's. This is the job you chose. So what's wrong with giving somebody a massage because they deserve it? What's wrong with doing extraordinary work for extraordinary pay? What's wrong with that? But why we don't want to do that? Because I am too goddamn cool.
Wow. DL. Hey, this is
MFN
DL. Hey, bruh,
Lions.
man, bruh,
I love that.
bruh. Hey, and this came about today. I had the hot topic already plugged in, and I talked to my production crew, and they're like, "It's so ironic. He just talked about this."
Yes, it was
So
so perfect. It
that's
was
how
so
that came
perfect.
about. But here's the hot topic.
You see how
Shout
God
out
works?
to Barber View TV.
Yeah. Should barbers get more comfortable doing facials on male clients?
No. They should get comfortable with doing good business. And a part of doing good business is giving facials. I mean, we facials is only the tip of the iceberg, right? For example, like in my drawer in my station, I have a needle and thread and like 5 different colors of thread. Now, when I see a customer that has a button hanging off, because I have a lot of business clients, and their button is hanging, I don't have a problem sewing that button with them. I don't have a problem wiping their feet off. If they coming in the rain and it's raining outside and they come into my shop and there's dirt on the shoes, I have no problem getting on my knees and wiping their shoe off. Now, a lot of my customers say they ain't even hard shoes, them just tennis shoes. Don't matter to me. The bottom line is that I'm in the service business and I want to serve. I want to do God's business, and Being in God's business is being a good servant. It's being a humble servant, and I'm happy to do those things. I'm not unhappy. I'm not too proud to do things for other people and not asking for money to do it. I'd rather be, give with gratitude attitude, but I'm also about giving more and expecting nothing in return. So to answer your question, absolutely, you should give more facials. You should sell more products. You should do anything and everything that's going to make your client remember you and how you made them feel, as opposed to how awesome that haircut was with a bunch of fibers in it that wasn't a real haircut in the first place.
What do you think? Where do you think it came in at that it now? Because you mentioned in the video how barbers may feel like it's gay now. Why? Where does that come in at when you're doing a service?
Well, it comes in because a lot of my barbers say it, because if you don't give a massage, I'm firing you. How about that?
Mm.
Because the bottom line is that I'm trying to do more than the average barber shop. I'm trying to give them an experience that they never got before. Like when I give a shade, those Beats by Drake go on, and I play music that's like that aromatherapy type music that you're not gonna hear nothing that's going on in the shop. It's noise cancellation, and I'm getting ready to take you to a place that you ain't been before. The
But you give
bottom
your
line.
clients Beats by Dre in their ears so they can listen to music when they get a shave.
Yeah, I put it in their ears, but I'm playing music like for example, Andreas Vollenweider, Pat Metheny, you know what I mean, Ray Obito, so they can hear
That
something that's very
experiencing
soft,
that
very
movie.
sensual, that's going to take them to another place. Although everything else is going, I'm not trying to tell my shop to be quiet while I'm giving a shave, but I'm just going to do something else, and it's going to take them to a whole nother level. And guess what? You're going to get paid for that shave as well.
I
DL,
told him, D. I told him, man. I
DL.
said this. I told
DL.
him.
I thought I rounded every corner. I touched every wall. I thought that I've experienced a lot in my 30 something years of barbering, that I'm there. I'm giving my clients an awesome experience. And then
Yes.
I hear some you saying, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's elevating experience.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
different.
listen, it's about them. It's not about us. It's never been about us. Now today, it's about them. It's about how many followers you got. I'd rather have 100, and I'd rather not have 150,000 followers. I'd rather have 150,000 in the bank. I don't care for just having followers and likes and getting shot up with dopamine, and then feel like I gotta have somebody like me. I want my clients to like me. I want my clients to love me. I want my clients to appreciate me. And my clients, which I call relationships, guess what? Those clients to me, they speak so highly of me. And the reason why they speak highly of me is because I make them feel like they're the number one person in my life.
DL,
Hey,
I
I'm
got
trying to
I gotta
find
read
something
I
I
gotta
can
read
just drop, but I can't. I
yeah,
might
I
drop
got
that.
I gotta read something from the comments though, man.
Yeah.
But first of all, man, I'm just telling you, man, I kind of get discombobulated when I'm listening to you. No, I'm being real. I'm being real, and I'm not fluffing
Yeah.
you or nothing. I'm being very transparent and genuine about this. It's just you just deliver it so well, and and it makes people think. So this is the proof right here. So shout out to Rondell the barber. So
Hmm.
Rondell is our guy, man. This guy's a legendary barber in Sacramento. Um, he this man is amazing, man. Came from the hood just like
Amazing.
all of us. Has went 30 miles outside of Sacramento, opened one of the best barber colleges, beauty, esthetician, nails, everything.
Makeup, everything.
Amazing. My wife
Amazing.
attended this college and
I
got,
need to come to that school then.
yes, you do. So
Well, check
check
Oh,
this
this
out.
out.
oh, he wants to talk to you ASAP.
I
Yeah,
want to
That's
come.
so
I'll
so so
come. I got the
hold on.
time now.
Keep up with me real quick though. Keep up with me. So
Hmm.
this is how real this is. So Rondell, our brother, when we say we want to do something at his school, he makes space. He's like, "Oh, y'all are coming." So we did a presentation at his school today, and
Hmm.
which is why we have some of his students in the comments. So Rondell told us personally he ain't touching no man's face. But this, and I'm not being funny, even though it is funny. He said he is not touching no man's face. Rondell's like, I'm an old school barber. He is teaching good business etiquette and all that
oh
other
yes,
stuff, how to be
yes, yes.
everything is super important. But this is the one thing he could not mess with. But watch this though. This is how deep what you just did is for somebody. He specifically said, I'm here
I'm
feeling ashamed.
Wow.
I had to scroll back up because people were commenting. And thank y'all for commenting. We want you active in the comments. He said, listening to you, I'm feeling ashamed. And he also said, where can I meet DL?
Well,
Like,
he can meet me. He can meet me. I'll give you guys my number as well, so he can meet me that way. So he don't even have to get in the DMs because the DMs just go crazy half the time, and he'll get put
definitely.
down, and then I'll miss it. But the thing is that I want him to understand, and as a businessman to businessman, and as future professionals to a new future professionals, understand something. We were doctors first. We were doctors first, and let's not ever forget that. A lot of times, and the crazy thing is because we forget where we are, but because we forget our history. And when we don't know our history, we're destined to repeat it. And then the problem is that we have to understand that we were doctors first. Doctors came from us, they spawned it from us. And
Mm,
because they spawned it from us, we were dentists. We pulled teeth. We did all that. We did bloodletting. We did all of those things. And that pole signifies what we do, it signifies who we are. So there's no way a doctor cannot touch a life, a soul, a spirit, a mind. We have to always remember that we are the not only the barber, we're the psychologist, we are the the
Therapist.
the, the therapist, we are the wardrobe stylist, we have so many hats that we wear. And a part of that is not just touching with our hands, but it's touching with our hearts,
mm,
having an ear to hear. A lot of times we are so caught up in so many other things that sometimes we don't have an ear to hear. And when a lot of times clients are telling us something that is really
Mm,
important to us, we tend to not
mm.
hear the word that they're telling us. They're not telling the shop, they're telling you. Even though
man,
they're in the shop full of 10 people, they're actually talking to you. And when they're talking to you as a therapist, as your barber, then you have to have the ear. And sometimes customers will come to me and they'll tell me about, my car getting ready, my girl's car getting ready to get repoed, blah, blah, blah. And I feel so bad about a deal, and man, they gonna come take it by Friday, and here it is Thursday, and I'm hearing that, so I'm like, dang man, I'm sorry to hear that, you know what I mean? And then guess what? I'm like, shoot, should I not charge them? Should I charge them? Guess what? I still charge them. I still charge them, but then guess what I do? I walk outside with them, shake their hand. I walk outside with them, but I always go to the back, and I'll come back and when I shake their hand and say, "Man, I see you next week." Guess what? It's 500. It's 1,000. Whatever it is to pay that car note plus the month after, I'm gonna pay that now. And guess what's inside of there? That haircut money too. I charge them in front of everybody else. Why? Is because I don't want people thinking, oh, he just no, 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 no. I'm doing it because guess what? If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a home. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a nice car. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to buy t-shirts. If it wasn't for him, I would not be able to buy my mother a house.
Right.
So when we have an ear to hear,
mm,
we are able to actually now have discernment to people who have actually done things for you. I never, ever, ever charged a pastor as long as I've been in the hair business. My shop is almost 40 years old. It's 38 years old. I've never, ever, ever, ever charged a pastor for a haircut, color, perm, whatever. And if you lose your job and you my regular client, you never have to pay until you get your job back. I have a client, Earl. He was out of work for a year and a half. His son still was able to come get a haircut. He was able to get a haircut every week. And guess what? I'm not adding that up. No charge. But the minute he gets a job, because he tells me, because I'm cutting his hair before the interview, and the minute he gets his job, that's when I start charging him again. It's because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am.
man. Thank you. And
Yeah.
Rondell, thank you for being transparent and doing
Yes, for
that.
sure. For
Now
sure.
we're getting ready to wrap up, but we got a little change of tone, man. We want to ask you if you're down for one trivia question before we get out of here.
I
Barber
need to.
trivia.
I want to.
You want to hit him with two? All
I
right,
want
all right,
to. This
Well, if
is
y'all gonna do
DL,
all
the
right.
two,
pastor
I gotta
master.
give you. I gotta give you a little bit of game. You know how me and my points. I gotta send them home with some points. So you gotta give me at least 2 minutes to 3 minutes for that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Can we do
Maybe
that?
should we
Hey,
Is
save
hey,
this?
take that
Let's let
now.
him do that. Let's
is that a
Take
yeah.
deal?
Let's let him
take
do
that
that right
now.
now.
Take
Mm.
it now.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
This
we
is just some game.
appreciate that.
This is just some game that you can always take. Number one, life waits for no one. Life is not gonna wait on you. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to stand on purpose. You're gonna have to stand on the plan. You're gonna have to stand on prayer, and then you're gonna have to follow that up with a whole bunch a whole bunch of tenacity so you can continue to do what you need to do. Number two, don't tell people your plans. You know what? You got to move on stealth mode. You got to be quiet because everybody is not your friend. Everybody's not going to believe in your dreams. And so, because everybody's not going to believe in your dreams, sometimes you're going to have to, anytime you see me post on Instagram about anything that I do, guess what? The ink is already dry.
I
The
know.
ink, so, because I'm telling you, haters will always do their thing on you. They will always do their thing on you. So you got to be very careful. Three, never expect to get what you give. A lot of times, that's why I say you have to give more and expect nothing in return. Sometimes we do things and you're expecting somebody to give you back to you. Listen, don't worry about that. God sees everything, everything,
Everett.
everything.
Everett.
So
Everything.
look, don't worry about that. Just have a giving heart. Just have a giving heart and watch how God continues to bless you. Number four, you will never get what you want. You only get what you deserve. Okay, so when people say, man, there ain't nobody ever recognizing me on Instagram, I'll never get on the stage. Listen, you're going to get what you deserve. Okay, you're going to never ever get what you want out of life. You're going to get what you deserve. So
Mm.
once you put in that work, guess what? God is going to put you to the front. But guess what? Do not worry about that. Be patient. Be patient, enjoy the process, and watch how things take off. You're not going to be where DL Master Barber is going to be right away. I'm already 40 years in this thing. I'm in it 40 years. So that means I got a 40-year head start. So just be patient. Your time's gonna come too. Number five. Sometimes the very thing that you're holding on to is the very thing that you need to let go. Period. Point blank. Sometimes we holding on to a car that we can't afford, holding on to a house we can't afford, holding on to an apartment we can't afford. Sometimes you gotta let those things go. Move it out the way so God can make room for the real thing that He's really gonna bless you with. All right. Number seven, God puts people in your life for one very reason. And then when he removed them for another reason. So sometimes people are there for seasons and reasons.
Mm.
But guess what? Sometimes people who are there for seasons are not your friends for a lifetime. All right. Number eight, the devil won't be attacking you so hard if you didn't have something valuable for him to take.
What?
Damn.
All right. Haters will always hate. So start doing what's best for you. Do what you're gonna do. Because I'm telling you, sometimes your own family members are the biggest haters in the world. There's an old saying that says, be aware and be careful of the people you lock in your house, not the ones you lock outside your house. The ones
Mm.
you lock outside is the ones
Mm.
you're worried about. Reality is that sometimes the very people that you really
Mm.
care about are the very ones who are the haters. Okay, so be careful.
Ah,
All right. Number 10, always be a bigger man. If you're hanging around with so many small people, then guess what?
we
You need
gonna
to get rid of them small people because you're the bigger man.
yeah.
All right. And Shannon Sharp threw that one out there. Don't feel bad when God continuously bless you. When God is blessing you, don't be feeling bad because you are excelling where you're supposed to be. A lot of
Mm.
times, some people are not where they want to be is because they're not living their dreams. Les Brown said it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared. A lot of us are not preparing ourselves for an opportunity. A lot of us are not preparing ourselves for business, but then we can do great haircuts, but we're terrible businessmen. A lot of us are not showing up to the shop when we're supposed to show up to the shop. But one thing I do know that right here, up here, Shoe Palace, they will always have Jordans at 10 o'clock a.m. And you can be sure that they're going to open up at 10 o'clock and they're going to close at 9 o'clock and they will close at 6 o'clock on the weekends. We guaranteed that. But guess what? We won't show up at our shops because ain't nobody there. Listen, just show up anyway. Be there for your customers anyway. Be attentive to their needs anyway. Assert yourself, show up and show out every single day with a gratitude attitude, and guess what? You're gonna win. I got two more or three more. Don't stop questioning your purpose. Just be grateful. Sometimes God has given you a gift that you are unwilling to unwrap, and that's the reason why you're not successful. Unwrap your gift. You know what your gift is, but sometimes you're just gonna have to be quiet to be sure that's exactly what it is. Unwrap
Mm.
your gift and watch how you be blessed. Watch how you're gonna bless other people. Number uh 13, always keep the grass cut low so you can see the snakes coming.
Ah,
Always see the grass low, keep your grass cut low so you can see the snake coming. This is something that I always tell people. I'm from the hood, I'm from the projects, but I will always tell you, listen, snakes was always around you. And if you don't maintain your business, And if you are unwilling to mind your own business, snakes will come and you will be caught slipping.
Mm, mm,
And then my last thing is that I always tell people that Kenny Rogers has a song which is my favorite song from Kenny Rogers, who's a country western singer, and it's
Mhm.
called "The Gambler." He said, "You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to
mm,
fold 'em, know when
mm.
to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money while sitting at the table. There'll be
Table.
time enough for counting when the dealing is done." What does
Mm.
that mean? That
Keep
means
it.
sometimes when he said you got to know when to hold 'em, sometimes you're gonna have to hold your tongue. He know it. Feel me? Sometimes you're gonna have to hold your tongue. He says, so you know when to fold them. Sometimes you just gotta fold up. You're like, man, I'm cool. I'm done. This ain't
Yeah,
for me. Right? He
it
said
ain't
you
for me.
he said sometimes you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. Sometimes you gotta walk away from your own family. Sometimes you're gonna have to walk away from that barbershop you've been at a long time. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't no good working with a whole bunch of barbers that got a lot to say and everybody in there broke. I need to be around barbers that are thriving. I need to be around barbers that are owning own businesses. I need to be around barbers that buying buildings. I need to be around barbers that are thriving and love the Lord. That's what I need to be around. I don't need to be around broke barbers. I don't want to even be around broke minded barbers. And
Mm.
so what I'm saying is that you need to learn how to separate yourself from the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ugly
He said you never count your money while sitting at the table. Stop
table.
flossing. You ain't got to floss. If you ever look at rich people, you never see rich people with wise money. You see broke-minded people with wise money. You see rappers with wise money, but you never see rich people with a lot of money in their hands because they don't need to floss. They know who they are. You should know who you are, so you don't need to floss. And he says, you never count your money while sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing is done, when the job is done, when the shop is over, when you are home in a safe place. That's when you count your money, when the dealing is done. I'm DL Master Barber. What you got for me?
Man.
Man, hey. I want to do an episode where we go from 1 to 15, and I ask questions about. We digging deep,
Every
deeper
single one of them. Every
because.
single one of them. We should do that where we just dig into those. Because
Yeah.
you call them the what commandments?
No, no, no. That was just some game I was dropping, but the ones I gave you the other day was the 10 hood business commandments.
10 hood business commandments.
DL
So
Master
so
Barber's 10 hood business commandments. Matter of
so
fact, I should write a book on it.
you
Hey,
you
hey,
you you should. And
hey.
and just to put something out there, DL, like I mentioned to you this weekend, we don't look at these as just interviews. It's that opportunity for us to start building relationship, rapport.
Yeah.
Like you said, we chase the relationships. We don't chase money. We chase the relationship and the resources that come with that. So that
And
would
I
be
would like
real
to
cool.
invite you guys before you leave. I would love to invite you guys to Costa Rica, so you guys can come out, bring your girlfriends or your wives, and just come spend some
We
time
ain't
out there
got
with
no
me.
money.
You know, no, listen. Listen. All you gotta do is get there. I got the rest. Just get
I
there.
got money. I found some money.
Yeah, there you go. Just get there. You know, I'm finishing up. I'm finishing up the villas, and the hotel should be done
Oh,
in about, I would say, maybe 3 months. The hotel should be finished. So, I want you guys to
DL.
come on down and just vibe with me for a little while.
Hey, real talk. All jokes aside, honestly, I would love to do that. Not to say, "Oh, we're in Costa Rica," or "We're doing this big." Just to do exactly what you just said. Slow down, come down, and to unplug from everything
Yeah,
and vibe. Because
yeah,
I just feel such an opportunity to grow spiritually with you, man. So I appreciate that, and
yeah,
I will take you up on that for real. Really
yeah. So
will
what
take
y'all
you up
got for
on that.
me?
All right,
All
here we
right.
go. We're going to our
So
trivia. We're going
so
to
Yeah.
this
barber trivia. You've been
Mm-hmm.
a
so
barber for how long?
Over 41 years.
and got you. And we have some fun, man. We like to end on a fun note, and
A
stretch your brain a little bit. Sometimes we'll
little
go
bit.
back and tap into some things from barber school, some things you may
Ooh
do in the
wee,
barber shop. See,
Lord.
and that's why we do it. That's why we do it. We want to see a different expression. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
these
That's a
youngsters gonna
new
help me.
DL
These youngsters
expression
gonna
right
help
there.
me out with that.
Nah, you on
These
your
youngsters
own,
gonna help
player.
me out with that. Go ahead.
So we ain't gonna take it back too far. So I'm gonna hit you with a little math because I definitely have learned you're a numbers man. So
Yes.
this might be a little too easy for you. So the cost of your service is $60.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's what you
client
asked.
tips you. Yeah, no, well, this is the beginning of the trivia question.
Okay.
I'm just the facts. $60 for the cut. Client tips you $13.50.
73.50.
Fuck.
They
God
give you
dang, you
they I knew he was gonna do it. I already knew.
because
They
I'm
hand
stressed.
you $100 bill. How much change do you owe?
73.50. So
Take your time.
50 cents. 50 cents makes it 74. And then add another dollar makes it 75. And then 25. So 26.50.
Yay! Hey,
Hey,
barbecue,
live.
we need some confetti for when they get it right.
Hey, Lon, that question had me stressing. I'm over here
Hey,
like I ain't never heard $13. Then you said at 50 cents. I'm like, and 50 cents.
so
Well, you
DL,
know,
we know we do.
when I wrote my book Pocket Game, that's the reason why I wrote it for $20 and nothing else is because when you most barbers can't count. Okay, they know how to make money, but they don't know how to count. And what I mean by that, as no disrespect, but they don't count their money because they make it and they spend it just as fast as they get it. So they don't really, they're not able to really count it. But if I was to write a book and talk about $20 and take your first haircut and you take $20 out of that cut and put it in your back pocket 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So $20 a day for 5 days is $100. Times that
Yep.
times four is 400 a month.
400.
Times that times 12 is just shy of 50,000. I mean, 4,800, which is basically 5,000 for the year. Times it times 10, you're just shy of $50,000 for 10 years of saving $20. The average barber who's been in business for 10 years has less than $1,000 in his bank account. 60 to 80% of all barbers are going to retire broke. So that's a big number. And the reason
Mm.
why is because we don't know how to count.
Damn.
You still giving gems while we trying to play a game. Stop!
I
Okay.
Stop it.
already, I already knew. That's why I had to change it up for him a little bit. I already knew. I had to throw the 50 cents in there. Hit it with one
Hey,
more, T.
all right, here we go. We're going back to school, player.
All right.
We're going
All
back to
right.
school. All right, per the state board, how
Mm-hmm.
many steps are there in a straight razor shave?
14.
Good. Quick, 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 quick. Bam,
Hey.
bam, bam, bam. Where is step number 3?
Right here.
God, doggy, dang, nabbity. Hey, hey, we gotta start treating him like Ivan Zoot, man. We gotta get some hard questions for DL.
Well,
Hey.
Ivan, Ivan, we around the same age, so
I
I
know.
would think Ivan's. I don't know what Ivan is, but I would say that
He's
because
about
we've been,
57.
yeah, so we've been in the game around the same time, and we've been, doing shows for that long. So I would figure he would probably around the same age as me. And Ivan's a professor like I am.
I know now.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
Man,
talk
I'm
about
hey
glad. I'm
that.
DL, we
glad that
proud
I
of you,
was
man.
able. I'm glad that I was able to answer those questions. And the reason why I was glad I was able to answer those questions because at the end of the day, the bottom line, it actually shows the youngsters that I am still connected.
Oh,
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. And
yes.
you got a couple of comments on that too, Mr. Littles, Mary J. Pocket Game book was great. So y'all make sure to support DL. Pocket Game is the newest book out, right?
That's correct. No, 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 no.
All right.
Pocket Game. I've had that. Pocket Game was a bestseller. Shoot, that thing was a bestseller maybe 9 years ago. It took me all over the world for 5 years straight.
Whoa.
And look, what's so crazy is the book is only like 34 pages.
Mm.
Where
But
can they find it at?
it's full of knowledge. Amazon.com.
What's your newest book?
Amazon.com.
It's called Pocket Game: The Art of Saving Without Saving by DL Master Barber.
What's your newest book?
I'm working on one right now. Actually, I need to be working on another one, but I do have the time so I can finish the one we just talked about. I could do that one pretty quick. But the next book that I'm working on right now is called Things You Should Know Before Graduating from Barber and Beauty College.
Oh,
Mm.
And
That's what we. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be hitting them from every angle that that school don't even talk about. So they're gonna get a lot of information, and it's good for the students. And then I'm gonna definitely write a book on barbers who've been in the business for a long time and are stuck. So how to get unstuck.
mm.
Man, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually getting ready to go into DL study mode, man. Mary J said Pocket Game is almost 10 years old. And I feel like, wow, man, we have somebody like you pouring in this industry, and some of us don't even know. So I want to be able to definitely walk what I'm talking, man. So I'm gonna dive into that book myself, and
Dive
I want to
into
pick
it.
up on.
Dive into it. And I want to give you something that I invented right now for some free game right now. I'm gonna give you some free game. Anybody say they invented this, they lying. I came up with this years and years and years ago, right when Instagram came out. Um, if you have 100,000 followers, then you should have 100,000 in the bank. So I created a program called InstaSave, right? And InstaSave goes like this. Every time, and the average person getting followers are not super celebrities, so they're not getting 500 and 600 followers a day. So, and people follow how many followers they get, so they know. So they don't act like you don't know. But what you do is every time you get a follower, give yourself 10 dimes, 20 nickels, 100 pennies. In other words, pay yourself $1. So every
Ooh.
time that you get a follower, and the average person gets anywhere from between 1 and 3 followers a day. If you do lives and you constantly consistent, and you can get 10 to 15, but average person is only doing between 1, 3 to 5 followers in a day. So guess what? Every time you get a follower, pay yourself $1. So when you get 20 followers, you got $20. You get 20,000 followers, you got $20,000. You got 100,000 followers, and it's only $1. It's not gonna break you. And it starts with the things that jingles, it turns into something folds, and then when it turns into something folds, then it turns into something that grows.
Mm.
Well, there he is. There he is.
Hey,
I'm
man,
sorry.
I love.
There
I'm
he
gonna be
is.
quiet.
There he is. No, church, church. I'm
I,
gonna start calling you church. You
we had
church.
a we had a few people in here say Pastor Trey and Blur Gotti. Shout out to Blur Gotti. That's another
Blurred.
hard hitter right now, really coming up in the game. And we've been seeing this guy since he was a student, and now he's like everywhere. He said, "Drop that book, please. The industry students need it."
Copy that. It's on
So,
its way. It is. I have the time to finish it, and I'm gonna get it done really, really fast from now because I'm almost done. So I just got a little bit more to go. I got a couple more chapters to drop, and it's going to cover everything. And when I tell you everything, everything. And my lady's book, they continue to study that book, continue to know that book. But the book that I'm dropping is getting ready to turn my ladies upside down on the outside of the barber school and beauty schools because it's things that they don't talk about that I'm going to be talking about.
We gotta have you back when that book drop or
I
before
was
it
Absolutely.
gonna,
drops.
I was
We
gonna
gotta
ask,
have you
can
back.
actually this guy right here is never gonna stop growing. So I was gonna ask, can we count on inviting you back as you have new
Well, we still
projects?
got we still got the one that you guys want me to do, and I can drop you some. Like the game. I don't know if you want me to do the 10. We could do the 10 hood
Yes,
business
I want.
commandments,
I want
and
to do
and you
that.
can break that down. So all you gotta do is schedule. I'm literally literally I leave to back to Costa Rica on the 24th, and so we can still do it there. But the thing is that at the end of the day, I'll make time. I would definitely
Okay.
make time because I think this is a great channel. I think more people need to know about this channel. And I think that you guys are just being open, honest, and transparent. And when you're doing that, that is what the industry needs right now. We don't need no more fluff.
Uh,
Man, thank you so much, man. Hey,
bless you.
I've been talking
Bless
about
you.
you all weekend. I couldn't wait for T to connect with you, and I told you the same thing, man. Like this is my brother, man. So I'm glad we all got to connect right here. Looking forward to many more. Please travel safely, man, and
And
thank you so
I'll
much
send
for
it
your
to
time.
I don't
Marketing
know,
rep.
your marketing rep. I'll send her the phone. Well, she got my phone number.
She
Yeah, we
got it.
have it.
So
Yeah,
So
why
we
don't
have
she
it.
have her give both of you guys my number, and then
okay,
for your brother up in Sac who has a school, I will
Rondell.
come. Yeah, I will definitely come and blow the roof. I just hope he ready to remodel.
Hey, my boy Carl
Man.
Little, my boy Carl Little from Vegas got to school too, and he in these
Oh, that's my
DMs.
nephew. I
Yeah.
hooked Carl up. I hooked Carl up with my client JB Smooth to do a movie for me because I was working on All
Oh,
American.
okay.
Hey,
So
Carl.
yeah,
Hey, these.
That's
Hey,
our
what?
guy.
I love these guys, bro. Carl
Yes.
Rundell. They're doing
Yes.
very powerful stuff for our industry, and it needs that. The
yes.
students need instructors and
We need
owners like that.
honesty. We need honesty. We need truth,
Yes,
and we need to
yes,
bring God back into the business.
yes.
We
That
got to
was the
bring
most
him back.
refreshing thing that I heard from you this weekend. I swear. Let me just be real with you, and we gotta go. But I want to tell you this. This was my position next to DL this weekend. My left side. DL was like this. The cameras is this way. Most of the time we have two cameras going D, but it just depends on our setup with Barber View and what we're doing that day. So this particular time we had a single camera setup. So we're facing the camera. Normally, I'm facing the guest, back to the camera, facing the guest, back to the camera. After you do this so much, you get used to those things because I understand what they need in post production. I'm not BSing y'all. My neck was hurt because It sounds like I'm being funny. I promise you,
You
DL,
not.
think back and you'll know I'm telling the truth. I stayed in this position so long because he was so Michael even said it. You could just feel the anointment. You know what I mean? You could feel no matter what it was that we gave him praise for, he always gave it to God. And that takes a lot. That shows a lot of a man's character alone right there because there's so much ego out here. You rarely hear that.
Yep.
So I heard that so early on that I just immediately was like, who the hell is this? Like I hear his name. I see him. No,
Yeah.
I see him in the crowds. He looks super sharp. Y'all got to see this boy. You
Well, I
gonna see on
told you
some of
where I
our
was
clips.
from. I did tell you where I was from. You remember I told you where I was from?
Aren't you from
I
Oakland?
actually,
No, I'm from heaven.
nah, he's from heaven. He did not. I asked him where he was from. I told him about his suit, everything. That's why I came back home. We done met so many people. This has nothing to do with DL's numbers. It has nothing to do with his materials. It has nothing to do with his suits. It was something in this man that I was like, this is it right here. And I want to know this. I want to connect to this as much as possible. So I literally through the whole interview, I'm sorry, Barber View, they're gonna be like, man, this boy ain't never turned his head. I literally stayed turned like this the whole way, man. And it was what you did. It was how you gave it up to God each time, man. So I salute you for it.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
your time, man. And just glad to be connecting with you. Glad for the opportunity to grow with you more, man. Real
God
talk.
bless, man. I appreciate every single one of you, man. Big shout outs again to God first, and then to all of my future professionals in the hair, makeup. Big shout out to you guys and your show. I just want to say thank
Thank
you
you.
guys so much. I praise you guys for that, and just keep giving more and expect nothing in return. That's all I can give to you is just give, and watch how God he will give you more territory. And once you become a great manager of His things, watch how He takes care of you.
Have you read the book The Go Giver?
Never.
You are a go giver. Read
Mm.
that book. You
Yes.
are you are that.
Well, have
You
you
are.
read the book The Giving Tree?
I heard about that. I'm gonna go get it right now.
It's just the size of a Dr. Seuss book. Why don't you read it? And you said The Go Giver.
Yes, you
Copy
you
that.
are
Yep.
you
And you
you
said
are a go giver
giving
for sure, for
That's right.
sure.
the
Definitely.
giving tree.
The Giving Tree, and then I think a good book for everybody to read is Who Moved My Cheese. And
Mm.
Oh, I heard that.
another good book is Oh All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss.
Mm.
Don't
Hey,
read
thank
nothing
you,
else
DL.
before you don't read nothing else before you read Oh All the Places You'll Go. Always remember Dr. Seuss never wrote to a child. The illustrations for the child, the words, the actual words were for the adult.
Mmm. Goodness. I put that in my notes right now.
There you go.
I
Wow.
don't want to leave any DL interview with just stuff floating around in my head. I literally got it on my notes, man. Just thank you. Appreciate your time, man.
Bless
Please
you
have a
guys.
good night. Thanks for blessing our audience too, man. Much
No
love.
doubt. Peace.
Barber
Peace.
View, take the man out of here.
Hey,
Damn! I
bruh,
told you.
bruh. Well,
I,
I
I,
I've I've known and heard DL talk several places, but not like the whole session. But I knew he was powerful, and just to know that he's been in this industry this long and still able to be so connected to it that he can give so much powerful information that's helping older barbers like us, younger barbers like Blur, and other people. It's just it speaks about every
dynamic.
bruh.
It's dynamic. It's
He is nice.
dynamic.
He
T. I
is
came
nice.
home talking about the Rondell said, "Damn." Hey, look. Hey, look, man. I came home. I said, "T. We've met DL like, but just in passing.
Yeah.
But meeting people in passing, you ain't really meeting them, man. And then hearing people talk about somebody, you're not really talking about. You don't know nothing, and we still don't. It's still a whole lot to know. But I'm just so grateful that I met that guy. I'm so grateful we've had the chance to meet him and just break bread with him right now. You guys, thank y'all for hanging, man, and just really making this amazing. Listen, we need y'all to understand there is a lot happening. We
A
need you to
lot.
subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's United Barbers Club. We have you have that because something really big is coming and we need to prepare you for it. There's a lot in the pipeline. Speaking of the pipeline, next week, T, do you want to tell them who we got on the platform?
Taylor. Oh, I was gonna try to do a 360 Jeezy kind of rendition, but that is not working out with
Who
my
finna
new
see?
voice. We're
Finna
gonna
see
go. We're gonna
360
go.
GC.
we're- I was gonna see Taylor Perry. Yeah. Hey, Taylor Perry, S&P artist, Magnificent. I've been drinking. Magnificent dude, man. Numbers are huge. He's been doing some crazy stuff in this industry, and we have the pleasure to be bringing him to this live next week. You will see promotional videos coming out soon, and some. Go to his page and see what he does. You got something?
Yeah, you missing something, homie. We was just sitting at the Grammys and we saw what happened.
Oh, you mean where he was sitting there?
But what he won.
Yes, he did win, but he was at our table too.
But that ain't what we bragging about.
But
We
I'm
bragging
bragging a little
about the
bit because
fact
I'm
that
like,
this
nigga, we was at the table, nigga. We was at our table, nigga.
hey, this guy won. He won a CT Grammy award. Was it for I don't want to say the wrong category. But the point is he is really blazing his trail right now in the S&P game. His marketing, his promotion, I'm just so proud of him. He's traveling from state to state. His classes are selling out. S&P is like on the rise right now, and this is one of the major players in it. We've been blessed enough to meet a lot of the guys and even the ladies recently who's really killing it in hair units, man units, and also S&P. Taylor Perry is definitely one of the top tiers. So we have him on next week, y'all. Now y'all understand we are not playing with nobody. Like nobody. Barberview TV, we up in this building. We bringing some production to y'all, and we need you to tap in. So we will be here on Instagram, but we need you to trust what we say. When we hang up, go subscribe to YouTube for us, United Barbers Club.
And everybody that's watching, please go download Barber View TV app today. We have a plethora of interviews with some of the dopest people in our industry. It's going to bring you a great amount of information to help you to elevate your game, and we have more to come.
And
We're
guess what? Guess where we met DL? We met DL at the Simply Divine
Divine
Beauty and Barber
Barber.
Expo.
Yep.
But guess what? It's some more events coming up, and this one is yours truly. This is the top of the class barber battle. It's going down this month. June 23rd in Sacramento, California at Federico's. I know I seen some Inspire Academy people up in there today. We were also out at California Barbering, College of Barbering and Cosmetology. We appreciate y'all's love that you showed us today. We want to make sure you are there. Y'all make sure you're there. And we also have two categories that are not student related. So guess what? Barbers and Cosmos, you could jump in it too. It's gonna be really a movie that day, y'all. It's gonna be a movie. It's
Just
a lot going on.
And thank you guys. And we would like to hear your feedback on how you think this new format is going. If you guys like it, if there's anything you would like us to change about it, this is your platform that we would like to use to get information out. So let us know how best we can use this. DM us if you guys know our personal numbers. Hit us up. Let us know how we can make this better for your experience. All right?
And Miss Sarah Kay and Rondell, you're very welcome. They said thanks for blessing us today at Inspired. Can't wait to see you on the 23rd. Thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for always making the space for us to come and deliver value to y'all students. We just gonna keep doing just that. Damn it. Let's go. T.
Keisha.